Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. Nicki Minaj and Tekashi just dropped their newest single together called Trolls, and I am going to talk about that song, and I'm also going to talk about their thoughts on snitching. But before I get into that, I first want to talk about Chloe and Halle. Chloe and Halle just released their new album, Ungodly Hour. Now, me personally, I was a little funny about the name of the album because, you know, it's Godly Hour all day, every day over here, amen. But on this album, Chloe and Halle are kind of stepping out of their comfort zone. They're taking more risk, and they're also switching up their image a little bit. I could tell that this album is going to be a more mature album for them. They always had a sophisticated sound when it comes to R&B, but I do think this album will become one of their staples. So far, they released 2 singles, Do It and another single called Forgive Me, and so far, I like both of the songs they released. So if you get a chance, please support Chloe and Halle. Both of them are very talented and they make good music. Now let me move on and talk about Nicki Minaj and Tekashi because they broke the internet late last night. They just released their new song together called Trolls, and I will say I'm not really into Tekashi's music like that, and I thought his verse was forgettable. However, I thought Nicki snapped in her verse. I thought she snapped in the second half. Now, the first half was okay, but she really went in the second half, and I liked the flow that she was using in the song. She kind of reminded me of Manny Fresh on Everybody Get Your Roll On. She did kind of mimic that flow in the song, and I thought it was cool. I liked it. This song to me is more Nicki's song than it is Tekashi's song, and Nicki could have done this song by herself. And I will be honest, I don't really like the fact that Nicki is giving Tekashi so much clout, and it's not because he's a snitch. There's some other things about Tekashi I don't like, but I do understand how the industry works. Nicki and Tekashi are going to do big numbers together, so this is a business move. Now, Nicki did allegedly take a few digs at some people in this song, and I do want to first start off with the obvious. She took a dig at her ex-boyfriend Meek Mill because Meek Mill was one of the main people dissing Tekashi for being a snitch. Now, Nicki responded to Meek and said this: "Talking about snitches when it snitches in your camp. Never stand alone. You always itching for a stamp." Now, this is interesting because Tekashi basically put it out there that Meek Mill is affiliated with a well-known informant. In fact, this informant named Desiree Perez is actually the COO of Rock Nation.
You see Meek Mill right here with Desiree Perez, right? She's part of his bail reform team, right? With Jay-Z, this part of Rock Nation, right? She's a executive at Rock Nation. But then you go saying, yo, listen, we don't f rats. Your executive is a rat. So you pick and choose? Because if you don't want to be around rats completely, you're with a rat right there. She cooperated for the DEA. Ever since Nicki left you, you are a nobody.
Now, Tekashi opened up a bag of worms, and honestly, this does make Meek Mill look like a hypocrite because he says he doesn't hang with rats, he doesn't promote rats, he doesn't support rats, but he signed under an alleged rat. So this does make him look like a hypocrite. Now, there were some speculations that Nicki also took a dig at Usher because Usher did go viral for saying that Nicki Minaj was a product of Lil' Kim. So some fans thought that Nicki responded to Usher by trolling him in this song. And this is what she said: "Somebody usher this N-word into a clinic. My flow's still sick and I ain't talking a pandemic." Now, it has been alleged that Usher has the green monster, allegedly. He has herpes, allegedly. So when she said, "Somebody usher this dude into a clinic," it's possible that she could have been talking about Usher, but I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. But the line was very slick. Also, Nicki shaded Raye because Raye said that Nicki needs to take a seat and bow down to Lil' Kim.
In fact, all of us are acknowledging the fact that Kim came before Nicki Minaj, and so Nicki, just take a seat. You don't have to sit down for long, but just take a bow. Just like Beyonce said, bow down, bitches.
Now, Nicki felt a way about Lisa Raye's tone when she said bow down. So she clapped back at Lisa Raye and said this, "Dollar, dollar bill, come get her." And this is a reference from the movie The Players Club, where Lisa played a stripper and the owner of the strip club was named Dollar Bill. And Nicki said, "Dollar Bill, come get her. Come get Lisa." Nicki also said, "Even your man knows Nicki's do it better." And this was also another dig because Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, Nicole Murphy, slept with Lisa Raye's ex-husband, and Nicki was petty enough to like a tweet about it. In fact, the Neighborhood Talk 2 on Instagram took a screenshot of Nicki liking this tweet. So Nicki's troll level was on 100 with this song. She was definitely living up to the title of the song. She was being a troll. Now, I do want to get into the live video that Nicki and Tekashi did together. They talked about the whole controversy surrounding snitching. Now, if you don't know, Tekashi became infamous for snitching on his blood gang, the 9 Treys, and because he snitched, people don't really respect him. They don't respect him in hip-hop, and they definitely don't respect him on the streets. But Nicki and Tekashi talked about snitching, and I found what they said very interesting. Listen to this.
Can I say what I can say really, really quickly? What I want to say, because we only got 10 minutes. I want to say something about this whole rap situation.
Go ahead.
I feel like this is the music business, and I think we're confusing the two. So it's like when I talk about people not writing rap, that's the music business issue. Somebody else could be like, "Oh, I don't care about that if somebody write their raps." That's their prerogative because they're not in my business. Mm-hmm. They didn't blood, sweat, and tears and grind it out, so they don't, have to feel a certain way like I do. My take on it is, I feel street niggas have every right to feel how they want to feel about snitching because they live that life.
That's a fact.
I feel rappers need to play it easy because everybody mingles and integrates with everybody. And if a top executive rap call one of y'all unsigned rappers right now, sign y'all signing.
Yo, so, say it louder. Say it louder.
So
I didn't hear you.
We not gonna
say that part louder. I ain't hear you. Say that part louder. If a rap executive do what?
Call y'all a sign, y'all sign it. So let's be clear when we talk about rappers versus street niggas. It's rappers that put guns they ain't never bust a day in their life in their music all the motherfucking time. So we're not talking about rappers. I feel street niggas have a right to feel how they want to motherfucking feel because they in the field. And I'm not on the block with 6ix9ine. Me and 6ix9ine is not on the block. We in the music business. So you rappers is in rooms all the time with people with sketchy pasts. And I'm not judging anybody because I'm not doing that. I have nothing but respect for so many of these people, and I would never fix my face to talk crazy about them. My husband doesn't with the snitch culture. My husband is just like, I can't with that, and I respect him because he's lived a different life. But y'all want to make it rap 1 minute and streets the next minute. Y'all want to talk about people not writing their raps 1 minute and then do songs with people that don't write raps the next minute. But if somebody talk about the integrity of hip-hop, then it's a problem. But y'all can talk about the integrity of the streets and not snitching. Well, we not on the block. None of you niggas is on the block. If these niggas that's still out there doing what they doing and banging and really living that life want to talk about it, I have to respect it. We all got to respect it because they play by a different code. And nobody can't speak on that. But as far as rappers...
Cut it out.
Yeah, rappers gotta just play it.
Cut it out.
Easy because y'all know that y'all bend the rules for certain people.
Listen, Nicki, they pick and choose. They pick and choose.
Now, I have to stop this video right here because I do think Nicki makes a good point. Some of the rappers who have called Tekashi out for snitching have been affiliated with snitches themselves. So there is some hypocrisy and a double standard there when they protect certain rappers and they only call out Tekashi. However, I do have to say this. Tekashi was a part of the streets. He was in a gang. He was doing gang activity and ordering hits and attacks against rappers he was beefing with. So Tekashi, being a part of a gang, had to follow a code. And when he violated that code by snitching, he lost respect. So now he's looked at as a rat, and that's a label that he has to deal with. If he never joined a gang and never got involved in street activity, he wouldn't be looked at as a snitch. But those are my thoughts on that. Now, I do want to talk about Nicki speaking on rappers who don't write their raps. I do find it interesting she said that because Tekashi is one of those rappers she's talking about. We all know that Nicki is very passionate when it comes to writing her own music, and she doesn't really respect people who don't write. Which is funny to me because Tekashi is one of those rappers who doesn't write his music. Now, I don't know if he wrote his verse on Trolls or not, but in the past, he has been called out for having a writer.
I was sitting here on live stream with academics one time, and he FaceTimed 6ix9ine, and the first thing out of 6ix9ine's mouth is, "Bro, you're not gonna believe this reference track I just got." And Act's just like, ah. That's something I've always attributed to his success, is that he was someone who was so determined to become successful that he didn't give a fuck about writing his own shit. He was gonna get whoever was gonna be able to make the best product and have them handle it.
So here you have Tekashi, who's not only a rat, he doesn't write his music, he's super arrogant, and he uses the N-word profusely even though he's not black, and he's also a culture vulture. This is why he's not respected. He thought that going around and trolling people and being proud of being a rat would amuse people, but some of his peers in the industry just don't respect him. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.